Hey, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, one half of the team behind DungeonSwag.com. And I have one of the DungeonSwag Hobgoblins. And I don't think we've put out a Hobgoblin box yet, we just own the prints. But I thought he'd be fun to do something with, since I can do what I want. So for his skin, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this sand golem, which is like a lighter brown. We'll see how that looks. And if we don't like it, well, we'll lighten it up or darken it up as necessary. So we want to be really careful and not get it all over his hair so we're not creating additional steps for ourselves. I think he's going to look good in that color. I could be wrong. La 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 la. Ooh. I was just upstairs making shorts. And I was starting to come up with some pretty dumb ideas. The problem is I just kind of grab some stuff and start the camera. I don't really plan. I don't have a list. I don't have any scripts. You know, I just kind of shoot the videos. I don't know if you can hear them, but the birdies are out there. They're not as active today, though. It was in the 90s the past couple days, so they're not out really kicking it like they usually do. They're only giving it about 60% of their energy to be loud. I think that's, yeah, that's flesh. All right, get up in there and do some belly work. Boop. Boop. And he's got a little flesh showing on his legs there. Oh, those are pants, I'm wrong. All right, well, we'll just do those in pants and we'll darken those up when the time comes since I already started. Oops, I got some on the boots and pants there. I'm having some drama. There's a dang gnat bumping into me. It's making me not want to be friendly. Dang gnats. Now these regiment brushes are great workhorse brushes. They are just, you know, they got a tip on them. You can do some fine stuff if you need to. I prefer a smaller brush for the real fine stuff, but big fan of these regiment brushes. Army Painter, if you're watching, you could send me some free Army Painter stuff. That'd be awesome, because I do love Army Painter stuff. And free is like, whew, you know what I mean? He's got some kind of wrap on his arm. I don't really know how to deal with that at the moment. I think that's kind of what we want to do there. I think we got all the flesh we can get. All right, let's let that sit and start drying. Let's get a cheapy brush. Start on that base. Dear Doom, please stop eating your paint. I will stop eating my paint when I stop painting. My friend and I were talking about funny things you could do at your funeral. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if they opened my casket and nobody told the funeral home people or my family, and there were just Jedi robes laying in my casket with a lightsaber handle? everybody just, you know, he would steal my body, obviously, and dispose of it, and that's what everybody would find. That'd be awesome. That's like one of my top choices. The other is to set up a pulley system to where he can pull a lever and it makes me spring up. We're not sure how well that would work. Neither of us are experts on rigor mortis. Alright, let's get rid of our brown here. Grab another one of my cheapy craft paints for the rock on the base. This is pavement. This is that burnt umber, the last color, and this color are like some of my workhorse terrain colors. And I just got to, I never really liked using a mix of between craft and regular paint, but craft and miniature paint. But lately I've just been, pretty much since I started painting these miniatures, I don't paint like a miniature every day usually, until the past few weeks. Now tomorrow I'll be out of town for work, so I will not get a miniature painted. Alright, let's go one step up from that and get this hardened leather. Get a dupe of that. I'm going to grab that smaller brush out. We're going to hit this shield. Now there's some metal pieces in this shield that we don't want to get, because then we're going to come back over and fight with it. We get them a little bit, that's okay. We just don't want it to be a big thing. Now there's a fly in here. Awesome. I'm going to need to invest some money in some kind of humane fly removal thing. I shouldn't say humane, because if it comes to killing them, I would choose that over them bumping into me while I'm painting. We got like a fur under there, so we're going to ignore that. We're just going to catch this shoulder pad and assume it's leather or something. You don't want to get on the hair because we don't know what color we're doing the hair yet. What if this is like a funky blonde hobgoblin? I mean, it's our hobgoblin. We could paint him what color we want. We could do his hair in yellow or purple or whatever we wish. There's a little bit of leather under here that I assume is the front part of that strap that comes around his back, so we just want to touch that lightly. Get it right there onto that piece and that piece. Alright, now he's got, underneath here, he's got like a loincloth thing going on, so let's get that. We can actually use that same on the pants to darken those up. Remember I said those were pants and not skin. Oh, I got it all over the place. Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? Alright, so we have this like fur situation under here. I don't know what's going on with that exactly. Let's darken that up a little bit. It's coming together. He's going to look schnaz. Alright, so let's get a darker yet brown. Boop. Let's do his handle. Be real careful. come back and get that light color. I missed a little spot on his hand there. All right, let's use that same dark color and hit his boots. I am a giant fan of cuffed boots. I don't own any cuffed boots, nor do I own any kind of fantasy boots, but if I were a Ren Fester, or whatever you call the Ren people, the Knights of Ren, I would totally have cuffed boots. I do enjoy that kind of stuff, don't get me wrong. I've never done any like live action stuff really. I went and sat in on one once. And I will be honest with you, it looked like a lot of fun. But at the time I was a soldier and I was kind of like a little bit too tough for my own britches. And I just couldn't get into it. It was just too cool. Now, if I had the chance, yeah, I'd probably jump right on it. But when you're young and you're, you know, trying to capture some kind of image, I need a little bit more of that dark brown. It's called dark wood. There we go. And with that, we're going to catch this. There's a plane flying over my home. I'm going to catch this, whatever this thing is. This, skirt, outer skirt, kilt. The plane flew right over me. Holy crap. I almost exploded. All right, let's do this wrist or the shoulder piece here. That same dark brown. That little like fur bit. And then we'll do this guard part under here with that too, and we'll probably hit that with a lighter color on top of it just to bring it back down. You can probably hear some of my neighbors carrying on and yelling. And I'm sorry if that bothers you. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, it's nice to live in an area with kids for my kids to play with and other families, and my wife can socialize if she wishes. People I can try to remember their names. Pretend I care what they're doing. It's a nice little setup. All right. We're 3 colors in. I think we got a lot of progress here. All right, now we need something for that band around his waist. And we need to do the black line around the base, and we need to start doing some metal. Let's do that. Let's do the metal. This is gunmetal. I've been going through a lot of this. I'm trying to buy some more of this. It's getting down there. Still using that small brush. I'm just going to pick up this pickaxe handle. Nice. I'm just going to hit around the base down here on this handle. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. All right, we got a lot on the shield of metal here, so let's Let's take our time and make sure we cover that well. When I say cover it well, I don't really care if you cover it all or not. I'm probably not going to hit every little spot. I'll probably miss some. That's okay. This dude's looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. And I do. These small guys are usually pretty quick paint. I might actually print out some more of these bugbears, but I don't know if we're going to be using them in a box, and I hate to do any spoiling for things we want to use in a box, because we want you to open your box and be surprised at what you got and not be like, oh yeah, I saw Chris paint that, or Doom or whatever. You know what I mean. I'd like you guys to enjoy every box as if it was some kind of fresh adventure waiting to happen, and not having any spoilers. Just like when somehow a giant ended up in people's boxes. That was crazy. Speaking of giants, the giant ended up in everybody's box. Looked like that. And if you're wondering what that white is, that's actually, I need to change out my rubbing alcohol really bad, is why I did that. All right, let's come back and do some of the lighter stuff. I think most everything's dry. Let's do that belt and those wrist guard things. We're on our 5th color now, Pallid Bone. Technically, we're on our 7th color, because if you count the craft paints I use for the base. Could have been done in metal for sure. That's all right. Could have been done in metal. Oops, got a little bit on his skin. That'll be all right. That's definitely like a bandage or something there, so. We chose the right color for that part, but that one, that could have been metal. It would have looked okay. Let's get up under here. I missed a little bit of this color. We'll just drag that in there. It's all right. It can be a little bit different. It won't hurt nothing. We can also go around and kind of hit any spots we missed with this lightest brown, and I think it would not really hurt us at all. Get in here a little bit where I don't feel like there's the best coverage. Touch the bottom of his robe. There's a little bit there. Actually, I'm going to get that one darker color there and just kind of darken that up. Let's hit this shoulder pad a little better. Make that a little darker. Not bad, guys. Not bad. Let's just touch some of this other strap thing that's coming over his back. And that little one on his chest there is a little bit. All right, so we have to do something with the base. Some of this metal's a little bit bright. That's an easy fix when that dries. And then we got to figure out what we're going to do with this dude's hair. And then we're going to have to get some kind of color and pick up some more highlights on his skin and just make it look a little more natural. Because if you look here, he's got some of the deeper smooches in him. Deeper muscles look a little bit too much, like too contrasted. And we don't want him to look that ripped because he's a, well, I guess he could. He's a hobgoblin. Maybe he's a hobgoblin of the world. Hits the gym. Grabbing a cheap brush, dipping it in water. I'm just coming around the outside base here, catching it. up to the brown where I have that baking soda to be dirt. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't want an exact circle either. You want to kind of make it look a jagged, kind of like I do when I put the stuff on. Then you just want to come around here and blacken that up. I still don't know what I want to do with that hair. I kind of like it white, but I feel like that's just too much, too bright and too different. I mean, I could use that white contrast paint on it, but I think that's just too bright for what I want to do. Let me think about it for a minute here. Let's get some of this Gravelord Gray, and let's get some of this speed paint medium. About 50-50. Let's get our regiment brush, mix that up. Get a lot of that off there. A lot of that off there. And let's just do this pickaxe handle with it and just darken that up a little bit. It's too bright for me. Let's get the outside of this shield for sure, because that is super bright. And if you get that on the wood, I think that'll be all right. So we're just going to go ahead and get it on the wood too, just to save time. Nice. Get it on the inside there a little bit. We're not looking for macho coverage there. We're just looking for, you know what? Let's try something. We're going to regret this. Let's get a smaller brush. Well, we got that pretty light, pretty thin. Let's try that on his hair. All right. Wish me luck. Let's hope I don't butcher this fella. You know what? It might be just what the doctor ordered. Dr. Doom. Yeah, I think that looks okay, dudes. My dudes. It added just a little bit of grunginess to him. I think that's the look we wanted. All right. We're done with that brush for now. Actually, you know what? That part that could have been metal, we can touch that up with this a little bit too. Bring that up a little darker. Still not metal, but it's definitely a different tint than just a bandage. That'll look all right. Sweet. Now we're starting to look like a dude. We gotta do some eyes. We gotta do something about that base. There it is. Get a regiment brush. Dab of oak. Dab of monster. A dab of this uniform gray. There we go. We're just going to get some of that and some of that. Make a lighter brown, wipe a lot of that off. Just going to tap around on the base here with some of that, because dirt's not all the same color. I say this every time. Eventually, as I go to do this step, you're just going to say, yep, dirt's not all the same color. Get a little bit more. Wipe that down a little bit. Wipe a lot of that off. Just touch a couple little spots more. Just drag it in there. Just doop, 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 doop dots. Make the dirt all different colors. Then we're going to do our rock. And get a little bit of that gray, a little bit of that brown. There we go. We're going to wipe a lot of that off. We're going to hit the rock with it. Ooh, muddy. I usually do more grays than that. All right. So we need to do some eyes. For eyes, we will need a yellow or an off-white of some sort. I got this beautiful skeleton bone color here. Boop. Grab a fractional brush. Remember, you make sure you wet this brush real good. Size in his teeth. Then I want to do something with a little red dot on there. So we need to give that a second though. While we're giving that a second, let's get some of this shining silver and get a dot of that too. All right, let me clean the brush out. There you go, cleaned it out. Let's get this regiment brush back out. Let's just grab a little bit of this silver, this shining silver. Let's just touch the tips of that pickaxe. It's okay if it mixes with that speed paint that's not quite dry. Doing the same thing here, just touching a little bit on the shield, some of the spikes. There's the top maybe. There's some little studs, and if you can't hit them, that's fine. Now I'd like to darken up his waistband a little bit, I think. Maybe not. You know what? Instead of darkening that up, here's what we'll do. We'll get some of that mummy robe. There we go. And we'll mix it with a little bit of this brown bone stuff. Making a compliment for our little dry brush over that. So let's wipe a lot of that off. Just get an idea where we're at with that. All right. Let's just lighten that up a little bit. Just a little bit. And you don't need to do the under part. Just the top part. We can hit a little bit of that if we wanted to. Just a little bit. Not bad. All right. Now we're playing games. Let's lighten up some of this other stuff too. So where we have that darkest part on his kilt or whatever this is, let's just drag a little bit of that across there. Give that some texture. I mean, it had some texture, don't get me wrong. But this probably makes it pop a little bit more. See that? We could do the same thing on his boots, just on the top parts there. We could probably use that same brown and lighten up his other stuff if we wanted to, but we're not going to go too crazy with that. I don't think we need to go back on his skin at all, but he doesn't have eyebrows. It just occurred to me. And he doesn't have irises. just looking to his left a little bit. Or his right, our left. Let's give him some eyebrows with that gray. We're just going to follow the natural shape of his brow. We're just going to drag it real light until we have some eyebrows we like. Now he's a hobgoblin. I'd like his eyebrows to be a little thicker, so I did his a little thicker than I would like a person's. And they're not perfect. And that's okay, because he's not perfect. He's out here just doing bad guy stuff in the world. We're going to get this yellow here, this desert yellow. We're just going to do some touch-ups on him in a couple spots. We're going to get that real fine starter brush. We're just going to get that and we're going to wipe a lot of that off. We're just going to, it's real thin. We're just going to touch some of those spots to make the muscles look a little more natural and not as bam. I mean, you could go as bam as you wanted to. It's your miniature. But this one's mine. I'm going to do his forehead with a little bit of that. Lighten that up, just the tip of his nose. I need to mix this a little better. That's all right. Get his hand there in his belly. All right. So he looks like he's just about done. I'll get a little more of this. Just thin it out. Wipe it off. Just touch. There we go. I'm going to hit the tops of the ears. Just lighten this up a little bit. All right. There you go. He's got his red eyes. He's looking to his right. He's got his eyebrows. He's got everything he ever wanted. And he's a hobgoblin. I mean, what are they really in it for? Just for loot, right? I don't know. I'm not a hobgoblin. Though I do like the miniature. So I printed it. Now, knowing Scorbic, if he were to mail you the same miniature, it'd probably come with multiple hand choices or something. But I printed this myself just to paint for you guys. Okay, who am I kidding? It's for me. I wanted it. You're my hostage. Watch whatever I want you to watch. I'm joking. All right, let's get a piece of cardboard. Get some tape, or not tape, some clear glue. There we go. Get a little bit of glue where we want there to be some grass, some flock. We're just going to do 3 little spots on this guy. We're going to get a brush, or not a brush, spoon. Boop. All right, so we're going to let him naturally dry because some of the speed paint's not going to be dry yet. We're going to let him naturally dry. We're going to get a shot of him for the thumbnail. Oh, his eyes look funky. Hold on, let me get that yellow back out. Let me get under his eyes a little bit. I think I made a mistake on his eyes. So we're just going to get the fractional brush and a little bit of that yellow. We're just going to clean up under those eyes a little bit. While we're there, let's hit that forehead one more again. Get inside the ears, pick up some of that detail because it got a little dark. All right, there we go. You could really, if you wanted to, I'm just being dumb. You could just kind of follow the top of the muscles a little bit better too. Doesn't have to be perfect. There you go. All right, now I think we fixed his eyes. There we go, looking sharp. All right, we'll let them dry. Screenshots. If you like what we're doing here, if you like the minis, sorry, I'm cleaning my brush in my mouth, and you enjoy watching me paint or whatever, you want me to keep doing it, you want us to keep making the minis, check out the website, check out the Discord. There's a way to get a free miniature on there right now. If you want to collaborate, if you're a YouTuber and you paint minis and do unboxings and stuff, hop on our Discord. I'm Doom on there. Hit me up, and we can coordinate for that. And if you want to buy minis, obviously we can figure that out too. But again, Scorebook's giving out free minis right now. And who knows what you might get. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you get a chance. That'd be awesome. It helps people see my stuff. And it's not that I'm an amazing painter, but I want people to buy miniatures. And I'd like you to help me. Have an awesome day. Thursday night, I think we're going to try to do a live paint on our Discord. So if you'd like to join us, that'd be awesome. We have a Facebook group. I will put a thing to the Facebook group on the Discord. I do some announcements in there, like when we're going to do paints and stuff. So you're welcome to join us. Have a great evening, everybody.